What's going on, everybody? This is episode 2 of Reload, a devotional series. Today, bringing the message will be Brother Travis Hampton. I've worked with Brother Travis the last 3.5 years at the paper mill before I left, and he's a great guy, great man of God, and we just hope you enjoy the message.
Good evening. This is Travis Hampton. I'd like to talk to you a few minutes. This is the time of year when we, as hunters and such, come to the point of time when we just without something to do. It isn't quite warm enough to fish for a lot of us. The hunting season's over. Today's actually the last day of primitive weapon season. You got about another week and a half that you could bow hunt. But we come at a time where a lot of us when we get bored. And I want to talk to you today about what we're going to hunt when hunting season's over. And a lot of people think, we don't know what we're going to hunt. Well, what we're going to do. Well, I'm going to tell you what I believe we ought to do. And Jesus told us this himself, that we should go out and lead others to Christ. And if you read the book of Ephesians, chapter 2, it says, "You who were made alive, who were dead in trespasses and sin, in which you once walked according to the course of the world, according to the prince of the power of the air, and the spirit who now works in the sons of disobedience, among whom we all once conducted ourselves in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature children of wrath, just as the others." I want you to think about that very first verse. One of the biggest things that's going on now that you see so much about is the TV shows, The Walking Dead and such as that. And I want you to know that if we want to hunt something, let's hunt zombies. Now, a lot of people are going to say, what do you mean zombies? Well, it says right here that we were made alive who were once dead in trespasses and sin. So we were dead to Christ. We had no value to anything other than ourselves. And because of this fact, we basically were the living dead. And if you are a Christian, you know what I'm talking about, because at the time before you were a Christian, we were just wandering around aimlessly. And we had no purpose in life. And each and every one of us know someone out there that's lost. And they truly are. If you think about a lot of people that you absolutely know are lost, they're wandering around aimlessly. They have no idea. And they are truly a zombie in this world. And so what we need to do is we need to be soul winners. We need to reach out to others. You want to be a zombie killer? Be a soul winner. How do you do it? Well, people need the Lord to prevent them from going to hell. Jesus made a difference in my life. I believe he made a difference in everybody who can say that they truly are a Christian. He made a difference. Why did he make a difference? Well, if you go back to see same verses here, verse 4 says, "But God, who is rich in mercy, because of his great love, which he had loved towards us, even when we were dead," here we are again talking about dead in Christ, he says, "even when we were dead in trespasses, made alive together with Christ, for by grace you have been saved." He raised us from the dead to be part of his family. He adopted us. I like to tell people I'm adopted. I'm not adopted. I had a loving set of parents and my mother's still alive. But Jesus adopted me to be a brother in Christ and an heir to salvation. And it says here in verse 6, he raised us up together to make us sit together in heavenly places in Christ Jesus. We have been given something beyond anything we ever knew. We've been given salvation. We've been given an heir to a throne in heaven that Jesus is sitting on right now, and we have that opportunity to be part of it and to be able to stand at the base of the throne and sing praises to God beyond anything. And why did he do it? He loved us. That's it. He loved us. The Bible tells us that we ought to love others. We ought to love everybody. There's not supposed to be anybody we don't love, whether they're Christians or not. We ought to love them. It says that in the ages to come, he raised us up together, that in ages to come he might show the exceeding riches of his grace in kindness towards us in Christ Jesus. He has done this so that he can show us just how much he loves us. And he expressed it so much that he was willing to die on a cross so that we could be there. Now, there's a lot of people that think they can be a Christian and be good enough to get to heaven. That's wrong. You can't be good enough to get to heaven, but I can guarantee you, you can't be bad enough to be kept out. Jesus invites everyone. It says here in the next verse, verse 8 says, "For by grace you have been saved through faith, that not of yourselves, it is a gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast." That backs up exactly what I was just saying. It don't matter how great of a person you are, you can still die and go to hell. We know people every day that are great people, but don't know Christ. Folks, we need to get these zombies. We need to bring them to church. What is our purpose? Jesus himself said that the harvest is great, but the workers are few. Go ye therefore into all the world, teaching and preaching. If you take that and break that down into the basic language, it says, as you go about your everyday life, let others see Jesus in you. You want to learn something to hunt when hunting season's over? You need to hunt zombies. It is something that each and every one of us can do. You got to be prepared. Carry your weapon with you, the sword of the Lord. You got to be ready. Timothy says to be always ready, in season, out of season, to extort, to confute, to do each and everything needed to be done. But one of the biggest things I believe is in the book of James, in the very last words. It says, "Brethren, if any among you wanders from the truth and someone turns him back, let him know that he who turns a sinner from the error of his way will save a soul from death and cover a multitude of sins." Killing zombies, bringing them to Christ, what a difference we can make in a life. Thank you for this opportunity.